Pops has been the garage king for a couple of days. Welcome back to the channel, man. Today we're gonna get cracking on that hatch again because you guys already know that's a side job. I want to get that car done. We still have quite a bit to do on this thing, and I want to knock a couple of things off the list today. So I got the hardware that is needed in order to finish installing this PLM traction bar. The nut and bolt with the washer, that's what's going to actually bolt the bracket up to from the traction bar to where the stock cross member would bolt. And then the stock cross member bolt are way too freaking long, so I got these. I got two of these, one for each side. So bang bang. And then these 4 bolts are for the actual control arm themselves, because the way they have it set up, you're not able to use the factory bolts. The factory bolts are too short. So, I had to get longer ones. So there you go. $35. So however much a PLM traction bar costs, add $35 worth of hardware onto that cost, and that's how much you're actually gonna spend to put it on your car. All right, Braven. Braven. I need you to do me a favor, man. You see, I'm gonna get to work on finishing up this part 2 of installing the PLM traction bar, and I need for you, my friend, my good buddy, my chum, my pal, my amigo, my sidekick. You see, you're a little guy, you know, you're young, you're flexible, you know. We need that pedal assembly taken off down there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the little pedal assembly.
Not too hard.
And I'll tell you what, if you get that pedal assembly off, I'll buy you Burger King today.
Already had Burger King.
Well, you owe me.
Ah.
Yeah, but anyhow, I am gonna have the youngster get down there and get that damn pedal assembly off. We're not gonna do a step-by-step of removing the pedal assembly because, well, I'm sure you guys know how to do that. All right, so let's grab these brackets. Okay. And we'll grab our radius arms. And we need the 4 bolts that they did provide. Put those in my pocket. And then I need the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bolts that I had to go buy myself. Put that in my pocket. And we'll... Damn it! What's going on here? Okay, I'm gonna make 2 trips. Bang, bang. 1 of those, 2 of those, and 1 of those. So, oh, let's go on the other side. Let's spin around like that. Okay. So I am going to be putting red Loctite on all of these things, just so none of it vibrates loose. I've learned from my car that traction bars like to come loose for whatever freaking reason. I'm freaking pissed. Yeah, well, you see, I picked up all the hardware that we needed, and then I completely forgot that we needed like either a bunch of washers or some kind of spacer to go on that empty side where the traction bar bolts to the lower control arm. I'll play a clip from the last video. But they give you absolutely nothing to fill in this gap right here. That gap has to be filled in. Yeah, that. So, I'm going through all my stuff because I figured, you know what, I probably have some washers that'll fit. But I really don't want to stack washers up like that. I mean, it'll work fine, but it's not what you're supposed to do. So it's a new day, man, and I got huge news. The shirts finally came in, bro. So orders are gonna be going out starting tonight. I'm gonna be, dude, Braven and I are gonna be getting cracking on sending out orders. So if you guys have already ordered something, I know a lot of them are really old, and I apologize. I'm sorry. I promise you guys that it is going to be my top priority to work on shipping and getting things out ASAP whenever you guys order it. You know what I mean? Because if it wasn't for you guys ordering merch, man, we wouldn't be doing what it is we're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? And of course, smashing the like button and everything. And thank you to all my Patreons. I haven't said that in a while. Dead ass serious, every time that I'm like, I really need to get this, or I wish I had the money to get that so that we could do this, I always remember Patreon and I check it and I always have that there. So thank you to all my Patreons, man. So if you guys didn't know, you guys can sign up to be a Patreon. The link is in the description down below. Basically what it is you can set however much it is that you want to help with on a monthly basis. So there's a lot of people in there that only pay $1 a month, which, dude, it is what it is. Because remember, 20 people at $1 a month, that's 20 bucks. So it adds up, man. There's a lot of people in there that pay $5, $15, $20 a month even. As you can see, it's a combination of all of you guys that goes into a pot. So whenever I need it, I can pull out of that pot, you know what I'm saying? What I really need to do is just forget it's there and just let it build up a little bit, you know? I always end up pulling it out every month because I always end up needing it. So thank you so much to the Patreons for sure. I'm gonna play a couple clips right now from a video a couple of days ago. All right, here we go, man. I don't like having to cut the exhaust with a grinder. You should have used a sawzall, you know what I'm saying? You should have used a sawzall, you know what I'm saying? Sawzall. Nuts for these axles, these things are like seized, bro. They will not come loose. So obviously that must be the reason why the axles are still in this damn car. What'd you hit it with, WD-40 or what? So soaked it with some WD-40. I don't have any penetrating oil or anything. That would work better. Penetrating oil or anything. Would you look at that, dude? Would you look at that? Jesus Christ, bro. PB blaster and a drill set. Alright, so I don't know who it is that did this. Who's responsible for this, man? Who's responsible for this, man? Gabby was leaving the house and she hollers out, she's like, hey, there's a package out front. And I'm thinking like an Amazon package or something, right? I go walking out there and she's kind of just standing there staring at it. And I walk up and I'm like, the fuck? She's like, did you order a DeWalt drill set from Amazon or something? I'm like, no. And then I saw the PB blaster. I was like, son of a bitch, bro. Are you serious? So a subscriber that clearly knows where it is I live saw the video saying that I need a damn sawzall, and I was talking about how I needed some PB blasters, some penetrating oil or whatever you want to call it. I don't know who dropped this off, man, but whoever did, thank you. I mean, you didn't have to do this, bro. You really didn't. Like, I'm at a loss for words, to be straight up with you. That's nuts, bro. Anyhow, guys, we're gonna open this up here in a moment because I'm excited to start charging some batteries and stuff. Look, it's got a freaking saw, another rugged chugga drill, another damn impact. I was trying to come up with something cool, but another just standard drill, and it's got a flashlight, dude. I'm so excited for the flashlight. That's gonna be awesome. I'm fixing to blow your mind. You thought I blew your mind yesterday with the Burger King. Yeah, what can I say? It's our lunchtime, bro. So, once again, I'm gonna put myself into a food coma, but it's alright. I got a Red Bull for afterwards, so to energize me back up so we can get to work. Let's get it on. Now, there is a process to fortune cookies. When you open it up, if you want your fortune to come true, when you crack the cookie, you eat the part that the paper doesn't stay in. So, the fortune stayed in this one, so you eat this one first. You have to be eating this while reading your fortune. After you're done reading your fortune and done eating this, then you eat the second part. That's how it comes true. Okay. Alright, so I ran back to Ace Hardware and got us some collars. Collars, bro. Collars. Bang, bang. There we go. Okay, it's a little bit tall. I gotta shave it down a little bit. It'll be alright. Bang, bang. There we go. All right, got these things shaved down. So now, can we finally install this damn traction bar? Bow. Guess what? The bolts are too long. Only by like 2 or 3 threads, but too long. Too long. And my tripod just fell apart. Love fucking leave. I'm about to do some sketchy shit, sketchy shit, sketchy shit. Hope I get away with it. Oh yes I do. This sounded like a good idea, bro. It really did. It sounded like a good idea at first, but don't do that. Don't do that. That was sketchy as fuck. Dope. What the fuck? Finally moving on from the traction bar install, now we have the cable to hydro conversion, and right here is the pedal assembly out of the car. Braven got this pulled out last night, so thank you Braven for sure. I didn't want to get underneath there. So I was going over the instructions, but you know, I'm an old man, my eyesight sucks. So I went in and just typed in Hush Performance cable to hydro conversion on YouTube and found a video from Hush Performance explaining exactly how to install this thing. So I think I kind of got a grasp. I will put a video, a link to that video in the description down below, just in case I don't explain this to the T the way that they did, you know what I mean? So, I mean, if anybody's interested, but other than that, we're just gonna get through this and get the damn thing installed on the car. Oh, okay. That thing's really, really tight. So as you can see, this is how the pedals sit in the car. So on the left hand side of this pedal assembly, it is the nut and bolt, basically. That's where the pedals rotate. So this is where the clutch pedal is rotating, and this is where the brake pedal actually rotates. You want to remove those 2 nuts, and now this bracket slides on right where we removed those 2 nuts. You see nut 1, nut 2. Now we'll put the nuts back on and tighten it down. Alright, so now with both of those tightened down, that's when you actually tighten up these 2 right here. These 2 bolts actually bolt this bracket onto the entire assembly, because that's what gives you your placement of that thing. So because it does have a little bit of wiggle room, you know what I mean? All right, so now I need to go ahead and bolt this master onto the conversion bracket, and I removed all the hardware and all the lines that came with it, so I can go ahead and deal with all that stuff later. But yeah, this came with hardware. Looky there, I'll be damned, you know what I mean? All right, so now with this thing loosely bolted up in here, we actually have to drill a hole inside of the clutch pedal itself, this bracket right here. So I guess you got to put a hole just somewhat centered right there, and it says a 5/8 hole. Yeah, so it's not a 5/8, 5/16 drill bit. Man, I would have really screwed that one up. I'm gonna go through my little bag, see if I can't find a damn 5. And bada boom, bada bing. What the hell? You just fit through there. Okay, so I've been messing with this master cylinder for a moment now, dude. Trying to get the rod to actually go through God, this is such a what she said type of moment. But anyhow, you have to try to get this rod to go into the master as straight as possible. So I've tried many different configurations, right? So it comes with extra washers. So what ended up working for me is one washer in between there, and then also these bolt holes that this actually mounts into, they are oversized, so they're slotted. So if I loosen this up, you would see this thing would be able to move around like this. So basically you have to sit there and mess with this for as long as it takes, dude, to get that thing going in straight. Now I had a problem with mine where this little weld right here that's actually on the bracket itself, that was preventing this from sitting flat. So you probably can't see it, but I just grinded a very small little chunk from the backside. It's not going to affect the master at all. Just a small little chunk so that that weld would clear. I didn't want to grind the weld off because I didn't want to take away from the strength of this bracket, because that weld is actually holding this little gusset in the back. So just take your time, watch that video that's in the link down below where Hush actually explains all this, and you'll better understand it, you know what I mean? But I've got this one pretty much all mapped out, so now I gotta get it installed into the car. Once you get this thing bolted up into place, you wanna take this hardware right here out so it's not in your way. So what you'll do is get this thing completely bolted in, and then you slide this thing up. And I guess whenever it's in there, when you slide this up, it's gonna hit some like metal in there that's underneath the dash. You need to mark the holes where these bolts are in. You gotta mark those holes, and then you take this thing completely out of the way, and then you have to drill holes where you marked it so that you can actually bolt this up. So once you get that done, then you'll slide this up, and then you'll put these bolts through with the nut and washers and everything, tighten that up, and then tighten these two up. And that is just to add some extra support, since being now we have a master cylinder on here. You want this side of it to actually be supported as well. It sounds like it's a pain in the ass, man, but it's gonna be well worth it, dude. To get rid of this contraption off the car, it's gonna give a much better clutch feel. I know from experience because I have this set up on my car. Mine is like freaking 15 years old, you know what I'm saying? So the one that's on my car is not actually a Hush performance kit, but I will say, I'll most certainly say that this is a really nice kit, dude. Hush put together a really nice kit, and he has very well detailed instructions, and of course the video that I keep talking about that you can also go and check out. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is spend the rest of tonight, I'm gonna get that brake pedal assembly reinstalled, and then tomorrow I'll pick back up the camera, and then we'll go ahead and install the reservoir and run our clutch line. So I'll see you guys in the AM, dude, because you already know it's actually pretty damn well impossible to record underneath the dash. Well, for me, you know, it's dark. I have a G7X, doesn't focus for shit. By the way, I found out who it is that left this out front of the house. Josh, dude, the one that we're actually working on his EF right now. So the guy that I'm working on his car, he saw the video, and he saw that I mentioned that I really need to get a Sawzall and PB Blaster, and I don't know, he bought this for the channel and dropped it off, dude. So thank you, Josh, I appreciate it. I hit him up on Messenger, and I was like, dude, you didn't have to. Well, he hit me up and told me, yo, go check out front before it gets stolen. But yeah, I was like, dude, you don't have to do that. And he's like, he said he did it because he saw how I'm like going the extra mile to make his car nice, which is super dope, dude. I appreciate it, man. I really do. Most certainly gonna put this to some damn good use. Now, what I have left to do is obviously hook up all the cables. We will have to swap the throttle cable off that sedan out back, but right now I'm working on, basically I got this thing all bolted up, and right now I'm working on this little foot that's got to slide up, and then we got to drill holes up here to actually bolt it up. I mentioned this last night in the video. This is to reinforce this left side of the master, because now it has support on the right, and really, to be honest with you, like, this thing is firm the way it is, like even without this piece. But I am gonna go ahead and and try to get it drilled and get this bolted up as well. May as well. They designed it to be that way. So I know if you look at the one that's on my car, it doesn't have that piece on the side, and I don't have any issues with mine, so it would probably be just fine without it. But since being it's designed for it to be there, I don't want to half-ass it. But anyhow, it lines up pretty much like right where this little plastic piece is at, and I was trying to remove this, but what I'm afraid of is I'm gonna either break it or I'll get it out and not be able to get it back in properly, because I think these little plastic clips that hold it down, those are gonna break, dude. So I was able to get this all bolted up, and I ain't gonna lie, you can notice a huge difference in how stiff this thing is now with that little bracket. So I'm a believer, bro. I think that definitely is a step that you should not skip. And I did end up having to remove this little plastic piece, and like I thought, the clips that hold it in did break, but fortunately enough, the hole that those clips went into was big enough that I could just put the screw straight into there. This is just a number 8 pan head screw, and as you guys seen, I put a bunch of silicone underneath the head of the bolt, and then I also put silicone where these holes are at that the screws are going through, so that it kind of sandwiched some silicone in between this plastic piece and the body of the car. So hopefully there won't be any kind of water leaks right there. But now moving on, I'm actually checking the hydro cable, the cable that's going to actually run to the slave cylinder. So I have it pretty much routed where it is we would be running it. The slave cylinder will be right here. I'm checking to see if there'll be enough room. I want to put it right here next to the throttle cable, because where Hush recommends you to put it is down here, and that is right behind the factory brake lines. I don't know if the sun is gonna allow me. Yeah, where Hush recommends you put it is down here, and it's right in behind those brake lines. So in the pictures that in his instructions, those brake lines aren't there. Like the car that he used to take the pictures for his instructions probably had a brake line tuck. So this car has brake lines in the way right where he recommends to poke that thing out. So if you look up there right next to where the throttle cable comes out, that's just all bare metal on the firewall, and that is a perfect place that we'll be able to drill the hole and put the bulkhead fitting. So the line that's actually for out here in the engine bay, it is long enough for that spot to actually work. Now I'm going to check the interior line to make sure that it is going to be long enough to work in that area, and it is. So this is actually screwed onto the master now, and you can see the length is plenty long enough to reach right there. So I won't be able to actually route this one until we put the steering column back up, so I can make sure I'm not going to end up pinching it whenever we do so. But now this little piece on the end, so this right here is the bulkhead fitting that we're going to have to drill the hole and actually install this on the firewall. So this thing comes apart. Basically we have to drill a hole for this to fit through, and then we'll poke that through the firewall. This is the engine bay side, and then it has a washer for each side of it. And then on the inside of the car, which will be this side, then you have a little nut that you put back on, and you'll tighten that down, and the firewall will be between that. So then it gives you a fitting for the engine bay side. You screw it on there right here, and then for the side on the inside of the car that's going to run down to the master, we'll screw in right here. All right, now as for this reservoir, it's got a little bracket that actually bolts to the firewall, and this hose we have to run inside to the master cylinder. So on the firewall, this hole down here, that is the hole that the actual clutch cable came out of for the cable actuated clutch. So now we no longer need that. And I also swapped out the throttle cable with the sedan from out back. But now we just need to feed our line through the hole that the clutch cable came out of, and then there's a hole right above it conveniently that we can actually bolt the reservoir. The cable to hydro conversion is complete. Well, other than the fact that we still need to get a slave cylinder. So I had one on the shelf like I had thought, but I couldn't get it to compress in, and then I opened it up. Bro, look at this. This thing is rusted to hell, man. I don't even know how that happened. But the install wasn't bad, bro, and it came out really clean. I will say Hush definitely has a very nice product, man. I really like his attention to detail, especially with the bulk fitting that goes through the firewall and everything. I really like how that came out. Like, all of this is tucked up in there really nice. Now, one thing that you guys should note, remember, you cannot run the air conditioning duct through here anymore. So basically, if you have air conditioning in your car, you're gonna have to cap off this side that runs over to this vent. You'll just have to block it off, dude, and you'll have AC or heat going through all the other vents, just not this side, because you can't fit that duct through there anymore now with the conversion bracket and the master cylinder and everything in the way. But other than that, dude, came out really freaking nice, man. I'm a fan of the kit. And the traction bar came out really nice as well, dude. I will say, what I do like about this one is the fact that they capped off the ends right here. That's pretty dope, you know what I mean? So you don't have to worry about stuff going inside of there. I'm pretty sure that mine aren't even capped off, and I do like the fact that they have this extra bracket that bolts down here. I mean, it's a step further than what some companies do, you know what I'm saying? So I saw in the comments in the last video, dude, that's not a bad traction bar. I mean, it's not the best one on the market, you know what I'm saying? But it's gonna do the job, and I did put Loctite on all the bolts. The only thing that I was salty about is just the fact that it didn't include all the damn hardware, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to go out and spend like almost $40 on top. Like, if I had purchased it myself, like, obviously it's one of the cheaper traction bars that you can buy. But then not knowing that you also have to go out and spend like another 40 bucks on hardware and stuff just so you can even install it on your car, like, they should include everything with it, you know what I'm saying? Or at least put it in the description when you order the product. It should say, hey, it doesn't come with all the hardware necessary for installation. But other than that, it is a good traction bar, dude. It's not a bad piece, man. And it's definitely gonna do its job, you know what I'm saying? And main thing that we needed it for is the clearance for the header, so we didn't have to hack the hell out of the stock cross members. So definitely an improvement from hacking up the cross member. Anyhow, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Just to let you know, tomorrow is gonna be kind of a short, just quick video. We're gonna be going over khaki. I wanna get it cleaned up, and I got some new tires. Got some new tires to put on khaki, which is gonna be dope. But yeah, it's gonna be a really quick one because we do have all the shirt orders and all the stuff that I need to ship out. So I'm just gonna make a really quick video to put up for tomorrow so you guys have something to watch, but I'm gonna be busy as hell all day tomorrow and over the weekend getting your guys' orders out and getting caught up on that. So throw it in the comments down below if you guys have the Hush Performance or another cable to hydro conversion. I want to hear how many of you guys are actually running this. Thank you once again to Josh for dropping off these drills and stuff, dude. Really, he didn't have to do this, but he wanted to show his appreciation for the fact that I'm taking pride in my work on his car, you know what I'm saying? So you guys all already know that that's gonna make things a lot easier around here, you know what I'm saying? So hell yeah, thanks again Josh, I appreciate it. And I most certainly am trying to not cut any corners and treat your car as if it's my own, brother. Boom! That's what's up. Anyhow, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Smash the like button, of course, if you did. And if you didn't like it, maybe you need to lower your standards a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Peace.